can't show you the table saw yet, but I'll give you a hint. The only power this new table saw requires is a single battery that looks just like this. My intention with this new table saw is to hang it off the side of the Paulk Smart Station. Although anything that I do here, I can also do it on the Paulk Smart Bench. This is the cradle. Of course, this is a prototype. I'm just working it out, and I know that it looks very clunky. To begin with, these three boards here are just pieces of scrap that are cut to the same length and screwed in to hold the two separate pieces together. These are not part of the final design. I'm working on these brackets that will support the table saw at the proper height from the bench. These brackets also will space the saw away from the bench enough that I will have some space in here for the vacuum hose to attach, and also when I am creating a bevel or cutting some kind of angle and have to rotate the blade, the saw hose goes up. So I needed space in here, just the way I do on the Job Site Pro. I am also planning on making these a little bit narrower. I started out wider just for some testing and have attached them to the bench and weighted on the outside, because obviously having the saw pulled back creates the leverage point and creates more flex out here. So I wanted to test it out. The ultimate test will obviously be the table saw when I put it on and then I do some ripping, because I want the surface to be in plane with the workbench itself. But how it's going to attach, I'm doing this with one hand holding the camera, so forgive me, but I've got it set up so that each of these brackets have a piece of plywood on the back. So those will wedge into that opening, and I've got them set up to this width because this is where I plan on ripping these brackets down to. So that will be the ultimate width, or at least that's the plan at this time. At this point, I'm installing it as a single unit, but ultimately I'll just put in the two separate pieces. And once it's tipped in, then I'll be using my Smart Connects, and I'll have holes indexed here, and I'll drop in one there and one there. So I'm going to have it wedged in down here and pulled back up here. And I'm expecting that to be very stiff. Currently, I've been testing it by just clamping these to get a test out on how well this is going to hold. And because everything that I'm doing with the Paulk Smart Bench and the Paulk Smart Station, as well as the router table and any of the extenders, is all based on the 32mm system, I'm working out here. You can see that this falls right in the center of a set of holes here, and I'm a little bit, it should fall right to this edge here, so I'm a little bit wide. That's just a few millimeters, about 5 or 6 millimeters, and I should be able to bring that in and still have the saw fit. I've got it pretty tight, but I think I've got that much space, and then that will allow me perfect layout with these holes, so that if I had a wider saw, then I could push it out and then push the other side out for a little bit wider saw. Of course, the height is set up for this particular saw, and it would just be a matter of building these deeper if there was a taller saw. So that's what I'm working on right now. So keep your eye out for the next video, because I'll have the saw. You'll get to see what saw it is. I'll have a little bit further progress on the cradle, or the cradle arms, and so you'll get to see how those are working out. And then ultimately, when I finish them and I've got the finished design done, I'll do a longer video with the bigger cameras and really show you how it works, and doing some ripping and how the table saw ties in with the Paulk Smart Bench series. Hey, if you like these videos, if you like these vlogs, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when I put up a new video. Thanks for dropping into the Smart Wood Shop. Stay safe and have a great day.